Change begins with personal responsibility because no amount of motivation or inspiration can replace the power of your own decisions. Every day, you are presented with choices, some small, some life-changing, yet each choice shapes the direction of your future. When Ubama talks about taking action if you want change, he reminds us that nothing will shift in your life until you decide to shift. People often wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect amount of confidence, but perfection never arrives. Life moves forward whether you act or not, and the results you see today are the outcome of the choices you made yesterday. Personal responsibility means owning your strengths, your weaknesses, your habits, and even your failures. It means looking in the mirror and admitting that the life you want requires the courage to start, the discipline to continue, and the patience to grow. Taking responsibility is not about blaming yourself, it's about empowering yourself. When you believe that your circumstances are someone else's fault, you hand over your power. But when you accept that your future depends on your decisions, you regain control. You begin to understand that success isn't accidental. It is built through intentional actions. Waking up early even when you feel tired, studying when you feel lazy, working hard when no one is watching, and pushing forward even when progress seems slow. Ubama's message is clear: if you want change, you must be the force behind it. Hope is important, but hope without action is empty. Dreams are meaningful, but dreams without effort remain fantasies. To reshape your life, you must be willing to change your habits, your mindset, and your expectations of yourself. Personal responsibility also means acknowledging that challenges are part of the journey, not excuses to stop. Many people give up when life becomes difficult, assuming that hardship means they are on the wrong path. But Ubama stresses that difficulty is often the sign that you are growing. When you take responsibility for your life, you accept that obstacles are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this?" That shift in mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. Another powerful aspect of personal responsibility is rejecting excuses. Excuses are easy to make because they remove accountability. It's tempting to blame time, money, circumstances, or other people. But excuses keep you stuck. When Ubama speaks about taking action, he reminds us that excuses might make you feel better temporarily, but they will not move you forward. Growth requires honesty. You must be honest about the effort you put in, the time you waste, and the opportunities you avoid out of fear. Owning your choices allows you to change them. You cannot fix what you refuse to acknowledge. Personal responsibility forces you to confront the truth. You are capable of more, but only if you push yourself beyond your comfort zone. In addition, taking responsibility means setting standards for yourself. It means refusing to settle for less than you can achieve. When you raise your standards, you raise your life. Ubama often emphasizes that everyone has potential, but potential means nothing without responsibility. You can have big dreams, but without daily discipline, those dreams remain untouched. You can have talent, but without responsibility, that talent stays undeveloped. You can have ambition, but without consistent action, that ambition fades. Your life is shaped not by what you want, but by what you are willing to do consistently. Another element of responsibility is understanding that no one is coming to save you. Not the government, not your friends, not your family. Change starts with you. While support matters, the first step must be yours. You must take initiative. You must take action. You must decide to rise. This truth may feel heavy, but it is also liberating. If no one else controls your destiny, then nothing can stop you except the limits you place on yourself. When you embrace this mindset, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for motivation and start creating momentum. You stop waiting for opportunities and start building them. You stop seeking validation and start trusting your own vision. Finally, personal responsibility means realizing that change is a long-term commitment. You cannot change your life with one day of effort, just like you cannot transform your body with one workout. Change is slow, steady, and often invisible at first. But responsibility keeps you going. It reminds you that every small action matters. Every day you choose discipline, you become stronger. Every day you choose effort, you move closer to your goals. Obama's message is not just motivational. It is a call to action. If you want change, take responsibility. If you want progress, take responsibility. If you want a better life, take responsibility. The power is in your hands, and your future depends on what you choose to do next. Your actions must match your ambitions, because dreaming alone is not enough to create the life you desire. Barack Obama emphasizes that change requires intentional effort and deliberate alignment between what you want and what you do every day. Many people have big goals, yet their daily habits, decisions, and behaviors are completely misaligned with those aspirations. They want success, but spend their time on distractions. They want recognition, but avoid hard work. They desire impact, but stay in their comfort zones. Obama's point is clear. Ambition without action is meaningless. To achieve anything worthwhile, your actions must consistently reflect the level of success you seek. You cannot expect extraordinary results from ordinary effort. Ambition is the vision of what could be, but action is the engine that drives it forward. Every accomplishment you see in the world began as a thought, a dream, or an idea. However, without corresponding action, these ideas remain just that, thoughts. Success requires doing the work that most people are unwilling to do. This means waking up early, pushing past fatigue, staying disciplined when motivation fades, and making sacrifices when comfort tempts you to stop. Obama often points out that the people who change the world are not always the most talented. They are the most consistent, the most persistent, and the most willing to match their efforts to their ambitions. Ambitions may inspire you, but only your actions transform inspiration into reality. One of the critical aspects of matching actions to ambitions is the recognition that hard work is non-negotiable. Dreams are alluring, but achieving them involves struggle, patience, and persistence. Many people underestimate what it takes to reach their goals and are disappointed when success doesn't come quickly. Obama stresses that meaningful accomplishments require a level of effort that most people are unwilling to give. Small, consistent actions compounded over time create the momentum needed to achieve ambitious goals. Talent alone cannot replace effort, and wishing alone cannot replace persistence. Every hour you invest in improving yourself, every step you take toward your objectives, and every challenge you overcome brings you closer to aligning your actions with your ambitions. Another key point Obama highlights is the importance of intentionality. It is not enough to act. Your actions must be purposeful. Random efforts, scattered attempts, and half-hearted attempts will never yield results commensurate with your ambitions. You must plan strategically, prioritize tasks that have the greatest impact, and focus relentlessly on your goals. This means identifying what truly matters, eliminating distractions, and committing fully to your chosen path. Your daily habits, routines, and decisions are the reflection of your ambitions. By carefully designing your actions to serve your goals, you convert ambition from an abstract concept into a practical, achievable outcome. Matching actions to ambitions also requires consistency and discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline sustains you through moments of doubt, fatigue, and distraction. Obama emphasizes that those who succeed are not always more gifted. They are the ones who show up day after day and do the work even when it is difficult, uncomfortable, or inconvenient. Consistency transforms small efforts into significant achievements over time. Every hour of focused effort adds up. Every decision that aligns with your goals reinforces your ambition. This relentless commitment is what separates dreamers from achievers and visionaries from spectators. Additionally, matching actions to ambitions means embracing accountability. You cannot delegate your dreams or rely on others to act on your behalf. Success is the result of personal effort, choices, and perseverance. Obama encourages individuals to take ownership of their goals, measure their progress, and correct course when necessary. Accountability ensures that your actions remain aligned with your ambitions and prevents complacency, distraction, or self-sabotage. It is a tool that keeps you honest and focused, allowing you to evaluate whether your daily behavior reflects the future you want to create. Without accountability, ambition can remain a vague aspiration rather than a tangible reality. Taking action in alignment with your ambitions also means embracing discomfort and taking risks. Ambitions often require stepping beyond your comfort zone and confronting uncertainty, failure, and criticism. Obama highlights that significant change rarely comes from playing it safe. Those who accomplish extraordinary goals are willing to take calculated risks, make sacrifices, and endure challenges that others avoid. Comfort is the enemy of growth, and action aligned with ambition requires courage, persistence, and resilience. Every time you face discomfort and still act toward your goals, you strengthen your ability to turn your vision into reality. Finally, matching actions to ambitions requires patience and long-term thinking. Change does not happen overnight, and achieving ambitious goals is often a slow, steady process. Obama reminds us that daily effort, even when it seems insignificant, compounds over time. Every decision, every task, and every action builds momentum, shapes your character, and moves you closer to your objectives. By consistently taking action aligned with your ambitions, you create a foundation for sustainable success. Your efforts today shape the opportunities of tomorrow, and your dedication to action ensures that your ambitions are not just dreams. They become the reality you work for, earn, and deserve. In essence, Obama's message is that ambition without aligned action is futile. Dreams require discipline, ideas require execution, and vision requires effort. To create meaningful change, you must not only desire a better future, but also live in a way that demonstrates that desire through consistent, purposeful, and courageous action. Every choice you make, every habit you form, and every challenge you embrace should reflect the level of ambition you hold. When your actions truly match your ambitions, success ceases to be a matter of chance and becomes the inevitable outcome of your effort, focus, and commitment. Stopping fear from holding you back is one of the most crucial lessons in personal and professional growth, and Barack Obama emphasizes this point as a cornerstone of meaningful change. Fear is a natural emotion. It alerts us to potential danger and helps us survive. Yet, when it comes to pursuing ambitions, fear often becomes a barrier that prevents us from acting on our dreams. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of uncertainty, or fear of stepping outside one's comfort zone can immobilize even the most talented and capable individuals. Obama stresses that courage is not the absence of fear, rather, it is the ability to act in spite of fear. Every significant accomplishment in history, every breakthrough, and every personal success came from individuals who refused to let fear dictate their choices. Fear becomes particularly paralyzing when it is based on imagined outcomes rather than reality. People often overestimate the risks associated with action and underestimate their own capabilities. Obama encourages us to confront this irrational fear by focusing on what can be controlled, our effort, our preparation, and our willingness to learn. Fear thrives on uncertainty, but preparation and action reduce uncertainty. By taking small, deliberate steps toward your goals, you gradually shrink the power fear has over you. Each time you act despite fear, you prove to yourself that it is possible to face challenges, navigate obstacles, and continue moving forward. Fear is not eliminated overnight, but it is diminished through consistent action and courageous decision-making. Another important aspect is reframing failure as a necessary part of the journey rather than something to be feared. Most people associate fear with failure, thinking that one misstep will define their life or ruin their reputation. Ubama reminds us that failure is not a verdict on our worth. It is a lesson and a stepping stone toward growth. Fear of failure prevents experimentation, learning, and improvement. The most successful people are those who embrace failure, analyze their mistakes, and use setbacks as fuel to improve. When fear of failure is replaced with a mindset of learning, challenges become opportunities, and obstacles become part of the process rather than insurmountable threats. Fear also becomes a barrier when we compare ourselves to others. Ubama highlights that it is common to feel inadequate or unqualified when measuring ourselves against those who appear more successful, talented, or confident. This comparison breeds self-doubt and reinforces fear, preventing people from taking the necessary risks to pursue their ambitions. To overcome this, individuals must focus on their own journey, recognize their unique strengths, and take ownership of their progress. Fear diminishes when attention shifts from external judgments to internal growth, from worrying about others' opinions to committing to personal development. Additionally, fear often manifests as procrastination. We delay action because we worry about making the wrong choice, looking foolish, or failing publicly. Ubama underscores that delaying action only strengthens fear, while immediate, decisive steps weaken it. Each action taken against fear builds momentum and reinforces confidence. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most transformative. Taking action, even imperfectly, sends a powerful message to yourself. You are capable, resilient, and willing to pursue what matters despite uncertainty. Fear may still exist, but it loses its grip when confronted with determined effort. Building resilience is another key element of overcoming fear. Ubama emphasizes that facing fear repeatedly builds courage and mental strength. Life will continually present challenges, setbacks, and unknowns, and fear is a natural response. However, when you repeatedly act in spite of fear, you develop confidence in your ability to navigate adversity. Resilience is cultivated through experience. The more you face fear, the less power it holds over your decisions. Over time, obstacles that once seemed terrifying become manageable, and confidence grows as a result of repeated courageous actions. Fear can also prevent people from seizing opportunities that have the potential to change their lives. Many individuals look back on missed chances and regret the decisions they didn't make, often because fear held them back. Ubama's message is that inaction caused by fear is often the greatest failure, not the act itself. Life rewards those who act decisively, learn from setbacks, and keep moving forward. Courage is a habit, not a one-time event, and the more consistently you practice it, the easier it becomes to face future challenges. Finally, fear is diminished through a sense of purpose and clarity about why you are pursuing your goals. Ubama highlights that when your ambitions are deeply rooted in meaningful values, personal purpose, or a desire to make a difference, fear becomes secondary. Purpose acts as a guiding force, providing motivation and strength when doubt arises. When you understand why your actions matter, not just for yourself, but for the people and causes you care about, you gain the courage to confront uncertainty and act decisively. Fear does not disappear, but it becomes manageable in the context of a larger mission that gives your life direction. In essence, Ubama's teaching on fear is a call to action. Do not let fear dictate your choices or limit your potential. Fear is natural, but it should never be the reason you hold back, remain stagnant, or abandon your dreams. Every great achievement is a story of courage over fear, action over hesitation, and persistence over doubt. By facing fear, reframing failure, focusing on your journey, acting decisively, building resilience, and grounding your actions in purpose, you weaken fear's control and open the door to real change. True growth occurs when you acknowledge fear, understand it, and still take bold, intentional steps toward the life you want. Fear is inevitable, but letting it stop you is optional, and every time you choose action over fear, you create the possibility for transformation and success. Surrounding yourself with people who push you higher is one of the most critical factors in achieving success and personal growth, and Barack Obama emphasizes this principle as a cornerstone of meaningful change. The environment you inhabit, including the people you spend the most time with, directly shapes your mindset, habits, and ultimately your results. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and the energy, attitudes, and behaviors of those around you influence your own. If you surround yourself with individuals who are complacent, negative, or resistant to growth, their mindset can slowly seep into your own, limiting your potential. Conversely, when you surround yourself with motivated, disciplined, and ambitious people, their drive can inspire, challenge, and elevate you. Obama stresses that your relationships and associations are not merely social, they are strategic. Choosing the right people to be around requires intention and discernment. Not everyone in your life will support your vision or encourage your growth, and that is normal. Obama highlights the importance of recognizing who lifts you up and who holds you back. Toxic relationships, even if well-meaning, can drain your energy, distract you from your goals, or cause self-doubt. It is critical to evaluate whether your relationships are helping or hindering your progress. This may require making difficult decisions, such as distancing yourself from people who foster negativity or prevent you from taking necessary risks. Growth often comes with the need to make choices that prioritize your long-term potential over short-term comfort. In addition to avoiding negative influences, surrounding yourself with people who push you higher means seeking out mentors, role models, and peers who challenge your thinking and encourage you to reach your full potential. Obama frequently emphasizes the role of mentorship in shaping leaders. Learning from those who have already achieved what you aspire to accomplish accelerates growth, provides guidance, and offers perspectives that you may not see on your own. Mentors do not simply give advice. They model behaviors, demonstrate discipline, and hold you accountable. Peers who share your ambitions also create a supportive yet challenging environment in which everyone grows together. When your circle of influence consists of individuals committed to improvement, excellence, and accountability, you are naturally elevated by their standards. Another essential aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is the reinforcement of positive habits. Habits are often contagious because they are reinforced through observation and social interaction. When you are consistently around people who are disciplined, proactive, and committed to growth, you begin to adopt similar habits. Obama's message underscores that excellence is not only a matter of personal willpower. It is reinforced by the community you immerse yourself in. People who push you higher serve as mirrors, reflecting back the potential you may not yet fully recognize in yourself. They encourage you to act when you might otherwise procrastinate, to persevere when challenges arise, and to maintain high standards even when it is uncomfortable. The principle of surrounding yourself with people who elevate you also extends to accountability. Growth requires feedback, honesty, and sometimes tough love. Individuals who care about your development are willing to challenge your assumptions, call out complacency, and hold you accountable to your commitments. Obama highlights that accountability is essential for achieving real progress because it prevents stagnation and ensures that your actions align with your ambitions. Without accountability, it is easy to fall into patterns of inaction, self-deception, or comfort that ultimately hinder your goals. By surrounding yourself with people who provide honest, constructive feedback, you create a system that reinforces consistent improvement and continuous learning. Furthermore, being around ambitious and motivated individuals fosters inspiration and creativity. When you interact with people who are passionate about growth, problem solving, and innovation, you are naturally exposed to new ideas, perspectives, and strategies. Ubama emphasizes that innovation and progress often emerge from collaboration and dialogue with people who challenge conventional thinking. Inspiration is contagious. It sparks motivation, expands your horizons, and encourages you to think bigger. By surrounding yourself with individuals who have a vision and a strong work ethic, you increase your capacity to imagine possibilities beyond what you could achieve alone. It is also important to recognize that surrounding yourself with the right people is not a one-way street. Ubama stresses that relationships of growth are reciprocal. You must also contribute value, support, and encouragement to those around you. Being a positive influence in others' lives creates a mutually reinforcing environment where everyone thrives. Leadership is not just about personal advancement. It is about creating conditions where collective growth is possible. When you uplift others, challenge them to be their best, and foster an environment of accountability and support, you reinforce your own growth and solidify a network that elevates everyone involved. Finally, this principle requires consistency and vigilance. Social influence is subtle, cumulative, and ongoing. Just as you would carefully choose your mentors or collaborators, you must continually assess the impact of your relationships on your personal growth. Life circumstances change, goals evolve, and not all relationships remain aligned with your ambitions. Ubama's message is a reminder that you are the curator of your social environment, and curating it thoughtfully is essential for long-term success. By consistently surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge you, support you, and hold you to high standards, you create a foundation for growth that multiplies your potential far beyond what you could achieve alone. In essence, surrounding yourself with people who push you higher is not merely a motivational idea. It is a strategic decision that directly influences your mindset, habits, and outcomes. By seeking mentors, collaborating with ambitious peers, embracing accountability, and fostering reciprocal growth, you position yourself in an environment that amplifies your potential. Ubama's message emphasizes that while personal effort is critical, the company you keep is equally influential. Your social circle can either propel you toward excellence or hold you back. The choices you make about who you allow into your inner circle ultimately determine the trajectory of your life, the habits you form, and the heights you can achieve. Surround yourself intentionally, and your environment becomes a catalyst for extraordinary growth. Consistency is more powerful than talent, and Barack Obama emphasizes this principle as a fundamental key to achieving long-term success. While talent and intelligence are often celebrated as the main drivers of achievement, Ubama reminds us that they are only part of the equation. Many people possess natural abilities, yet fail to reach their potential because they lack the discipline to act consistently toward their goals. Consistency, showing up every day, committing to small but purposeful actions, and maintaining focus over time, creates momentum, develops skill, and builds resilience. Without consistent effort, talent alone rarely leads to meaningful results. In fact, some of the most talented individuals never achieve their ambitions because they rely solely on their natural gifts and neglect the sustained effort required to transform potential into achievement. Consistency is about more than just repetition. It is about intentional, focused, and deliberate action. Ubama stresses that small actions taken consistently compound over time, creating results that far exceed sporadic bursts of effort. Many people underestimate the power of compounding effort because progress often appears slow at first. However, consistent effort, like steady drops of water on stone, gradually shapes outcomes in significant ways. Whether it is learning a new skill, building a career, or developing personal discipline, the repeated practice of productive habits leads to mastery. Talent may give someone an initial advantage, but consistent action ensures sustained growth and achievement. Another critical aspect of consistency is the development of discipline and character. When you commit to regular effort, you cultivate habits that strengthen your ability to persevere through challenges. Ubama emphasizes that life is full of obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Consistency builds resilience because it trains you to continue acting even when progress is not immediately visible or results are delayed. Discipline developed through consistency becomes a reliable tool to navigate uncertainty, adversity, and failure. This is why consistent effort often distinguishes successful people from equally talented peers. They are willing to persist when others give up. Consistency also builds credibility and trust, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you reinforce your integrity and reliability. Ubama highlights that people who are consistent demonstrate responsibility, accountability, and dependability, qualities that attract opportunities, mentors, and collaborators. In the professional and personal realm, reputation is critical, and consistency is the foundation of a strong reputation. By showing that you can be counted on to act, to deliver results, and to persist through challenges, you create trust, strengthen relationships, and open doors to further opportunities. Moreover, consistency allows for measurable progress and reflection. By acting consistently, you generate data, evidence of what works, what needs improvement, and what strategies produce results. Ubama encourages reflection on effort because understanding your patterns, strengths, and weaknesses helps refine your approach. Without consistent action, it is difficult to identify what leads to success or failure. Consistency creates a feedback loop that enables growth, adjustment, and improvement over time. Each day of focused effort contributes to this loop, gradually accelerating progress and compounding results in ways that sporadic or inconsistent effort cannot achieve. Consistency also combats the challenges of motivation. Motivation is unpredictable. It fluctuates depending on mood, circumstances, or external validation. Many people rely solely on motivation to act, which is why they often fall short of their goals. Ubama emphasizes that while motivation can spark action, consistency sustains it. Discipline and routine ensure that progress continues even when motivation fades. By prioritizing consistent effort over fleeting inspiration, you maintain momentum and avoid the common pitfall of waiting for the perfect moment or the right feeling to take action. Momentum built through consistency is self-reinforcing. The more consistently you act, the more energy, confidence, and results you generate, which in turn motivates further action. Another important aspect is the cumulative power of small actions. Many people underestimate the impact of incremental effort, thinking that only grand gestures or major breakthroughs matter. Ubama highlights that consistent small actions, studying daily, practicing a skill, networking regularly, or maintaining healthy habits, eventually lead to exponential results. Talent may give someone an immediate edge, but it is the accumulation of consistent effort that determines who reaches lasting success. Each repeated action, no matter how minor it seems, compounds over time to create substantial change, turning ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Consistency also fosters a growth mindset. When you act consistently, you learn to value effort over innate ability. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to improve rather than threats to your talent. Ubama emphasizes that skill, competence, and success are products of sustained effort and learning. By committing to consistent practice, you embrace the idea that growth is achievable through dedication, persistence, and incremental improvement. This mindset not only enhances your capabilities, but also strengthens your confidence and resilience, allowing you to pursue increasingly ambitious goals. Finally, consistency is essential for creating lasting impact. Change, achievement, and excellence are rarely instantaneous. They are the result of long-term dedication. Obama's message highlights that those who create meaningful contributions, whether in their communities, careers, or personal lives, are not always the most talented, but are those who persist day after day with unwavering commitment. Their consistent effort shapes outcomes, inspires others, and builds legacies. Talent may open doors, but consistency ensures you walk through them, remain inside, and make a difference that endures. In essence, consistency is the bridge between ambition and achievement. Obama underscores that talent alone is insufficient, and brilliance without follow-through often fades. By acting consistently, embracing discipline, building habits, and persisting through challenges, you transform potential into accomplishment. Every small, repeated effort compounds over time, creating momentum, mastery, and impact. Consistency is not glamorous, but it is reliable, powerful, and transformative. It is the foundation on which lasting success is built, and by committing to consistent action, you ensure that your efforts match your ambitions, overcome obstacles, and produce results that talent alone could never achieve.